Global oil markets and global markets in general are feeling the pressure of all of this. Investors are rattled. There was a sell-off in the Indian stock markets. Both the Nifty and the Sensex were down for the fifth consecutive day today. US stocks have also been wobbly for the past few days. Today they saw some recovery, but oil markets have been hit the hardest in this conflict. Prices have shot up sharply. Brent Crude is now trading at $76 a barrel. Before the Iranian attack, the price of one barrel of oil was $71. Now it's $76. So in a matter of 3 days, the price has shot up by $5. Remember, oil is the biggest export of West Asia. This region accounts for a little over 30% of the global oil production. It churns out about 30 million barrels of oil every day. A protracted conflict could disrupt this supply. The immediate worry is over the supply of Iranian oil. Like we just discussed, Israel could target Iran's oil infrastructure, and Iran has a significant stockpile. It produces 2 million barrels of crude every day. That's about 2% of the world's supply. It may not seem like a big number, but it is significant, and I'll tell you why. Imagine that Israel disrupts Iranian oil supplies. What happens then? Prices shoot up dramatically by as much as $13 per barrel, according to some estimates. That means that if today's price is $76 a barrel, after Israel's retaliation/attack, oil could cost almost $90 for every barrel. The IMF is worried. That's the International Monetary Fund. It has issued a warning. It says an escalation would have significant ramifications and the damage won't be limited to West Asia. The entire global economy would feel the impact. A wider war would have a domino effect on all kinds of goods. Commodities like grains could get expensive. The cost of shipping goods will soar. This is exactly what happened last year too, when shipments were targeted by missiles, mostly by the Houthis in the Red Sea. In fact, it might be happening again. The Houthis have released a video. They targeted a ship in the region earlier this week. The Houthis attacked 2 vessels in all. This one, which burst into flames, was a British oil tanker. The ship sustained some damage. Reports say the crew is safe. This is exactly the kind of scenario that the IMF is worried about. The Houthis are reminding the world how easy it is for them to create chaos again. If this war expands further, it would hurt everyone. And countries like India, which heavily rely on imports, would feel the impact even more. Let's go back to the example of oil. India is one of the largest importers of oil in the world, so India is particularly sensitive to any increase in oil prices. Each time the price of a barrel rises by $10, inflation in India spikes by 0.3% because everything becomes more expensive. High oil prices impact several areas of the economy. If oil keeps rising, transporting goods will become more expensive. Ultimately, it's people like you and me who have to bear the extra cost because companies will invariably pass the added cost to consumers. This war could also disrupt the government's finances. It could increase the current account deficit. What's that? It's the difference between imports and exports, the current account deficit. A $10 rise in oil prices will force India to pay over $12 billion extra for the same supply. It may not come to that if the situation does not escalate further, but that's unlikely. Because as things stand, neither side is willing to back down. The global economy once again faces uncertain times.
Firstpost decodes the U.S. election, explains how America chooses its president. Your primer on the race to the White House. Everything you need to know about how America votes and its global implications. U.S. Election Explained, every Monday and Thursday only on Firstpost.